What's up, plant enthusiasts? We're back at it again. My name is Brad and welcome back to my channel. Today is a slightly different video. Instead of being inside doing houseplant tips and tricks, we're actually going to take it outside. There are a couple of things that I need to do and I want to make sure that I take you along. The first thing that I need to do is go outside and support some of my little lime hydrangeas. We've had a lot of rain over the past couple of days and that's caused these hydrangeas to completely flop. So by staking them, it's going to make sure that those hydrangeas have that nice full look and you'll never know that they were flopping to begin with. The next thing that I want to do is take a look at some of the houseplants that I have outside. I like to grow my houseplants outside in the summertime because it encourages quicker growth and more full growth. So we'll take a look at those, do some maintenance like watering and fertilizing, and I'll also show you that these houseplants have no scorching whatsoever, despite the fact that they have been grown outside in a Zone 8B environment. The next thing that I want to do is check on the vegetable garden. So in the vegetable garden, I have tomatoes, banana peppers, cilantro, and parsley. If there's anything that is ripe and that needs to be harvested, I want to make sure I harvest that and bring it inside. I also want to make sure that I do maintenance of these plants to make sure that there are no type of fungus, pests, or anything of that nature that will be detrimental to them. I also want to do some deadheading of some perennials that I have in the front yard. So in the front yard, I have some rose bushes, I have some salvias, I have some butterfly bushes and some catnip. And I want to do some deadheading to encourage a fresh flush of blooms. Right now, all the blooms on these plants have basically been spent. So in order to get that fresh flush, deadheading is necessary. And then finally, I want to do some checking of the boxwood hedging that I have around my yard. I need to make sure that this hedging is still tight and maintained. If it's not, I'm going to go ahead and maintain the hedging as well. And there might be some other things that we need to take care of, but we'll see how that goes. So with that being said, let's go! Let's take a look at some of the plants that I currently have growing outside. So I have two fiddly figs that are currently outside. Again, these grow in full sun in Zone 8. As you can see, these fiddly figs, they really have no leaf scorch at all. The growth is beautiful. And what I'll do before I bring these inside in the fall is I'll give them a good wipe down and make sure that they're free of pests and all of that. But it's totally worth it to grow these outside. Another plant that I have is this Ficus elastica taniki. This Ficus elastica taniki loves being outside because when it's outside, that's when you get the best variegation possible. Again, no leaf scorch. The leaves are huge. Love that. Then I have my Ficus altisma. This is also another beautiful plant that I keep outside because when you keep it outside, you get the biggest leaves. Here's my other fiddly fig that's growing. My lemon tree, that's not really a problem at all because these should be outside anyway. Obviously, I have to bring it inside during the winter time because if I don't, it won't survive. Here's my Ficus elastica taniki ruby. Big, beautiful ruby variegation. Here's my Ficus yellow gem. Again, grown outside. It's huge, love it. Here's my Ficus elastica. Another Ficus altisma, excuse me. And then my lime tree. Also have these plants here. So I forget what ficus this is, but a deer actually came in, ate this, so I need to figure out what to do. I'm probably more than likely gonna get some branching. We'll see how this does. We have some succulents here, some snake plants, and then over here I have some ZZ plants. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to check the soil level of these, or check to see if the soil is wet. or if it's dry, if we need watering, and then we'll go from there. So the thing with houseplants being grown outside is that they will dry out more quickly, and they also can be fertilized more frequently. So I'm just gonna do the same soil test that I would do on any other houseplant, and that is I'm gonna pick up the root ball and I'm gonna take a look to see whether or not the root ball is wet on the bottom or if it's dry on the bottom. So I've lifted the root ball out. It's really easy, especially when your plant's grown outside, because those roots, those roots will establish and be created more quickly. As you can see, the bottom of the root ball is nice and wet. The top is somewhere in between, which is where I like to keep it. The top is dry, or the very top is dry, the surface is dry. So I'm not really gonna water this plant, and I'm gonna do this exact same thing to my other plants to see whether or not they need to be watered. So I'm actually gonna show you how easy it is to lift the root ball out of the pot. It's that easy. As you can see, nice healthy roots on the bottom. And looking at the soil, I can see that the soil is consistently moist from the top of the root ball all the way down to the bottom. So again, this plant does not need to be watered. And I'm gonna do this, like I said, to all of my other plants to see where we are. Well, I went through all of my plants and all of these are good to go. No watering is needed this week. I'm gonna check back next week to see whether or not we are good or whether or not I need to water. If we have some rain, obviously I'm gonna hold off a little bit longer, but as it stands right now, these are good to go. I love the growth that they're putting on. I can't wait for them to grow a little bit taller. Then, like I said, I will spray them and take care of them, make sure that they have no pests, no fungus or anything like that before bringing them inside, and we'll go from there. Here we are in my vegetable garden. This is just a planter box that I built using some cedar board. So here we have some of the banana peppers. We have the tomatoes. We have the parsley and the cilantro. So this tomato plant, this particular vine, let's see, is falling over. So I'm gonna prop this up. And now let's harvest some tomatoes. So the ideal time to harvest the tomatoes is when they begin to change color. So this tomato here is actually good to go. So I'm gonna take my snips and I'm just gonna cut right here to harvest the tomato. All right, that's been harvested. So now I'm just gonna hand pluck some of these cherry tomatoes. So got one here. Oops. Let's see here, we're gonna continue to check. So for these tomatoes, I like to make sure that I am keeping the soil moist. And the reason why you want to do that is because if you don't, and you let a lot of wet, dry cycles happen, the next time you water, it can cause the tomatoes to actually split. And we don't want that splitting to happen. I also fertilize with a granular fertilizer. This. All right, nice, awesome. Awesome. Wow, this is a great haul. These are different varieties of tomatoes. This one right here looks great. Just set my camera down so you can see. Again, you want to pick these. So this variety is actually more of an orange variety as opposed to a red variety. So again, you want to pick these before they get fully ripe, and you want to allow them to ripen on your counter. And then finally, it looks like we have a nice banana pepper here. So I'm gonna take care of that. Nice. And then this one looks right. All right, look at it. So this parsley actually looks like it's pretty dead. So I'm just gonna go ahead and actually cut this to the base, and we're gonna see what will happen. That's cilantro. Awesome. For general maintenance, everything looks good. There really are no leaves that are touching the soil, which is awesome. That's what we want, because if the leaves touch the soil, you'll probably get some fungus to develop on them. All right, off to the next task. So here's a look at some of my hydrangeas that have flopped. As you can see, the middle is completely open. So I'm gonna do my best to stake these, and I'll show you what it looks like after. So this is what I've come up with so far. It's a lot of work. It's starting to get a little hot outside. I need to figure out how I'm gonna do the left hydrangea bush. Might be a problem for tomorrow. I still have some deadheading to do on these pucksters. I'll probably do that tomorrow too. This hydrangea bush looks okay. These are the salvias, again, that I'll probably handle tomorrow because it's getting a little hot. The hedging of my plants, of my boxwoods, looks pretty good right now. It's nice and tidy. Oh, got a stick. It's about where I like to keep it, right about 2 feet tall. I want to get it to be 2 feet wide as well, and I'm going to have the hydrangeas just spill over on the boxwoods. Here's the other side. Again, the hedging looks really good here. It's at about 2 feet high, trying to get that 2 feet width. And here I have some hydrangeas, and then some emerald green arborvitae. I think it looks really good. I don't think I need to do anything quite yet. If you like videos like this, let me know in the comments. I know I didn't get around to doing all of the things that I wanted to do today, but it's starting to get hot outside. And here in this summer heat, it's not good to be outside for too long. So I'm gonna head back in, and I'll see you on the next video.